Hi there everyone, and welcome back to BRM Driving School. So going to be doing another one of our test route videos. Haven't done one of these in a while, so let's get back on it. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like this video, things like that. Driving lessons cost money, but only just cost you a click to hit those buttons. So so the route that we're going to be doing is it's one of the newer routes that have come in. It goes through Barton Park. So those of you who are unfamiliar what Barton Park is, it's a new build area. It's currently under construction, but people are already living there. That's on the edge of Barton, hence the name. It's got all sorts of things that you would normally expect on a driving test. Yeah, let's crack on with it straight away. So we're going to be starting straight away with the sat nav. So let's hit our button here. So the sat nav happens immediately at the beginning. There we go. So let's get on with it. So check it all the way around. I'm just going to drop off the curb because I'm parked a little bit on the curb here. It's a bit tight this end. There was lack of parking further down. Okay, so for those who don't know, the test centre is just here on the left. You will be going left out the gates in this direction. Okay, so we're following the sat nav, so it should speak any moment now.
At the end of the road, turn right.
So just remember right from the beginning, the mirrors before the signal. I know, it's natural to feel nervous at the beginning of the test, but don't forget these key things, because it's something that I've been seeing a lot at other test centres as well as Oxford recently. Is like cracking down on not checking mirrors before signalling. So possibly here, not quite enough time though. But just keeping myself prepared. So possibly after this learner car, depending on how quick they get through the junction. Taking too long again. So it's all about being patient. Don't feel like, oh, I've been waiting here a while, I've got to go immediately. So I'm just slotting behind that white car there. As I was saying, is I've been seeing it a lot on say Reddit recently, where a lot of people have been saying I've been failed because I didn't check my mirrors before I signalled.
After 200 yards,
that kind of thing.
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
Yeah, so keeping the junction clear. So checking mirrors. Knowing what's going on behind you is just as important as knowing what's going on in front of you. And that will be important at one section on this route. Knowing what's happening behind you is going to be really important. Okay, so we're going left at the mini roundabout.
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
So there is traffic on the right, but is it moving? It is moving just as I get there. But using that white car, that silver car on my right is going to stop, so that gives me the opportunity to go. So, always be prepared when you're driving. You might be just about to go, but then something happens that makes it change. So be prepared to stop as well. So it's just one of those things when you're driving, you do have to. Sometimes you might be about to go, something makes it change, you're like, no, change your plan, keep waiting. Okay, so just driving along the road, so normally can do up to 30 along this road, but I can only go as fast as what the traffic's going in front of me. There is a bus in front of me, might pull over. They've got the pedestrian crossing. Has that button been pushed? Possibly, I'm not quite sure. I've seen some red, but I don't know if it was on the crossing where the pedestrians pushed the button, but I think I've just missed seeing something. Okay, as is turning, put the keep clear, so I'll let the van do what they're doing. Just saying to the lesson with the student that I've just done, you know, always look at the big picture. It's no good going forward if you're going to just stop everyone from moving. It's not good awareness and planning. So looking at the sat nav, I can see the traffic lights in the distance. We're going to be turning there. So just checking all my mirrors now, just be familiar with what's around me.
After 200 yards, turn right.
So going right at the traffic lights. Now do be aware on these traffic lights, because you might have someone on the opposite side who's turning right, but there's two lanes of traffic here. Could be hiding a vehicle behind, like this van. So they don't think because they've stopped it's safe to go. I'm looking around, I poke my head around, I can see no one's behind there. That's when I go. So going up the road here, so I can see the kids on the bike, so that might play a role later. Depends on where they're going. So, checking mirrors because I can see there's oncoming traffic. Yeah, because the people, they've literally just stopped just after, the people with the bikes had literally just stopped after the junction. If I was turning left there, you know, those bikes would be a serious hazard.
After 200 yards, turn left.
Lorry's going away from me. Where's this car going? Checking mirrors because it's going towards me. You see there's nobody around. Let's go down there. There we go. Never rely on the signal, know exactly what they're doing. Okay, so we're
Turn left.
taking that next left. I can see the person with the pram. Okay, but they're stopping there, so not anywhere near any crossing point for this. So looking around, motorbikes, bin lorry. So it could be people behind the bin lorry. So being aware, you know, that's motor vehicles as well as the people, you know, collecting the bins. Now, I was going to say, this is something I'll take advantage of this. It's something I get asked quite often, because you might be asked to pull over on the left along here. Now I'm checking my mirrors, I can see there's nobody around. So is the signal actually required? The answer to that is no. The signal is not required if there's no one around to be affected by it. Okay, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to pull away when it's safe to do so. But here, as I'm getting prepared, I've noticed that that vehicle in front is coming towards me, so they probably will benefit from the signal as I'm pulling away. So, but if that vehicle wasn't there, if there's absolutely nobody around, you do not need to signal when you're pulling over and pulling away again. Because that's part of the reason why you're checking. You're checking, all right, nobody's around, no one's going to benefit from this. But then
After 200 yards, turn left, then turn right.
And then when I was pulling away there, I noticed that that vehicle was there, so that's where the signal was required. So yeah, we're turning left in 200 yards, so not this one here, but the one just a bit further down. So, up Margaret Road.
Turn left, then turn right.
And don't be fooled by the turn right bit here, because the right turn is a couple hundred yards down the road, it's not immediately.
After 200 yards, turn right.
So going down this road, and then you know, just be aware if you were normal driving, not on this route, but they're doing it more and more often where they're closing off roads around schools at certain times of the day.
Turn right.
So if it was around pick up and drop off time, I would be obliged to turn right, look at the times on the sign. Because I'm out, at the time of recording this, I'm outside of the times on the sign. I could go down that road if I wanted to. But, you know, as I said, around the pickup and drop off times, they're doing it more and more often where you can't go down that road at certain times of the day. So just be aware of that if you are just normal driving down that road. So looking up ahead, I see there's a vehicle that's turning away from me, so just going to turn at that crossroad. I see pedestrians, but as I said, there's a crossroad. It is my priority, but always be aware. Enough for it to get through there, but just nice and steady. That's why I've reduced the speed, make it feel wider than what it is. But if I needed to stop because it was too tight, I was at a speed where I was prepared to stop.
At the end of the road, turn right.
So mirror check, right signal. You notice that there's 2 giveaway markings here, so check for pedestrians on this first marking. Doesn't appear to be anyone, so I'll proceed up to the second marking. Plenty of traffic there, so again, just be patient here, look for the gap, possibly after this van, but then there's a BMW coming from my right. So I can get out after this mini unless someone else is coming out. There's a bus coming. One bus has stopped, another bus is overtaking. So, you see constant analysis on these junctions. And then pretty much as soon as we turn out, it almost immediately becomes a 30 again. Okay. Now this is a bit that is catching out a lot of people here. So looking at the sat nav, we're going to be going left at the roundabout. It'll be the first exit. It's that bus lane that is coming up ahead that is catching out a lot of people. So I've got the blue sign saying bus lane coming up on my left. So I'm just checking my mirrors. It's a bit faded, but moving across to the right. This isn't the bit that's catching out people. It's because we're going left. People are moving across to the left too
After
early.
300 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit towards Cheltenham.
Some people like to move across here because they've heard, oh, I'm going left. It's not until just after you pass this junction, but you need to make sure that bus lane is clear. So I'm checking my mirrors, left signal, checking my mirrors again because I can see there's a car behind me staying out the bus lane.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
It was staying out the bus lane, but a lot of people do go into the bus lane. They move across too early, and whether someone is there legally or illegally, because you're the one moving across, the responsibility is on you to do it safely. So we're going left onto the dual carriageway here. It is still 30 until you pass a sign that says differently. So until we get to that 50 sign up ahead, it is still 30. Don't be tempted to put your foot down too early. So checking mirrors. Now I can increase the speed. Just about to finish the sat nav.
After 400 yards, you have reached your destination.
Overtaking this vehicle here. And also be careful with your speed as you're going down here because you're going downhill. It's a lot steeper than what you think.
You have reached your destination.
So there, I had it on cruise control and it was trying to go above the speed limit, so you know, had to slow it down a bit. Good thing I did, because there's a speed camera van on the left. Okay, so it's about half a mile away. When I get to the traffic lights, I'll be turning right. Checking my mirrors. It's a bit light on traffic, so I can just delay moving across here. Probably leave it to about here. But if it is busier, you might want to be moving across sooner rather than later. Okay, and then check my mirrors. I'm going to signal right again. There'll be an extra lane on the right. So, into the extra lane, and we'll just bring it to a general stop for all the lights. patient with the lights, just scanning around. So, see, the road I'm about to turn into is a 20. So I'm going into Barton Park now. So get it up to 20 and then I'll activate my cruise control. There we go. You can use cruise control on the test. That's something important to be aware of. So how far over do you want to be? So that's why it's important to stay on your side of the road. So get back up to speed and reactivate the cruise control when it's safe. So, you know, I've activated my cruise control, as I was about to say. You are allowed to use cruise control on the test, but as I was saying, going down that hill there on the dual carriageway, do be aware, because cruise control doesn't, you know, if you're going down steep hills, cruise control will not be able to hold you at that speed. So I took over with, you know, with the brake pedal that deactivates the cruise control. As I said, good thing I did, because if I wasn't looking at my speed, there's a speed camera van. And, you don't want to be getting a letter in the post a few days after saying, you know, you were caught doing this speed. Okay. So going around the bend now. There is a car park on the left. They might ask you to go into that car park. It's just after this silver barrier here, you know, so do take your time if you are going into that car park, because it is a bit of a tight entrance. Could be people coming out. Okay. So we're coming out of Barton Park and into Barton. There is a crossroad up ahead. We're going to be turning right. So check your mirrors. Signal is on, so checking in front, checking to the sides. So vehicle coming from my left. So checking around again. So there we go. Okay. Now we just follow the road as it curves round to the left here. This is a bit you've got to be careful of when you're driving in Barton now, as you get a lot of blind bends, parked vehicles, but also this is a bus route as well, so you know, be aware of buses. It's like here, I'm climbing up this hill, you might be pulled up for your hill start along here, but I've got parked cars on a blindish bend, so I'm going to use reflections off these parked vehicles to see, is there somebody coming at this time? So, cautious with the speed until I know it's safe. And then coming up to a bend in the road now, this I can see catching out a lot of people. So the road bends to the left, it's quite wide on the entry, but it's very narrow on the exit, so don't go running wide on this bend. So just reduce the speed, because I can't see if there's anything coming, and I'm looking directly in the sun here. That's it, just keep it nice to the curb as I go around that bend. And as you go along here, quite narrow, so again, look well ahead for buses. It might not be enough room for you and a bus along this road, depends on where you position the car, where the bus is positioned the car, things like that. You've got the parked vehicles up ahead, so again, still looking quite far up ahead. I can see the lorry, I can see that black vehicle. This is what you're trying to avoid here. So, yeah. So, I think the police car's going to have to reverse here as well. So I'm just looking all around here. What's the best way I can deal with this situation? Because I know that black vehicle's going to need to reverse into this space here. I just going to see how this develops, because it's the big question mark is the lorry. How are we best going to use this space here? So it might be I slot in behind this black car and then the police car slots in behind me. So I'm just seeing how it all develops and then making a decision from there. There you go. There we go. So that's, you know, everyone working together there to solve that situation. Okay, and up ahead we're going to be taking the second road on the left. Second road on the left. So this one's our first. So checking mirrors. Left signal goes on. So looking round. Yeah, we're all safe here because that says usually parked cars there. Again, using reflections off the parked cars here is a two-way street. It's a long curve. You've not got the best of vision along here. So take advantage of anything you can take advantage of. So van's sticking out, so just checking all mirrors, just looking at my options. Okay, no one's coming. Okay, and then end of the road, turn right. So now for some odd reason I've seen it quite a few times where people will pull up on the right side of the road here thinking it's a one-way street. It's not. Also be aware of buses potentially stopping directly opposite this junction as well, because they might not see you if they're not checking the blind spot. Okay, so into position. Yeah, I'm satisfied that's safe. Okay, and then when I get to the roundabout, straight ahead, second exit, Ring Road A4142. So you're going to use the left lane. Now just be aware, it is a give way to the right here. This bit is not controlled by traffic lights. I did a mock test with someone who messaged me at the weekend, saw the light up ahead went green and just went. Didn't see that all these vehicles were coming from the right. That's why they've put the like louvered blinds over the green and amber light, so you shouldn't mistake it as being for you. So giving way to the traffic from the right. So traffic light is gone red. But if there is a safe gap, then I'm going to go up to that light. So possibly after this van. Yeah. So I'm going to go up to the light. Yeah, if you've not seen, I think it was Conquer Driving, did a brilliant video on these louvered blinds that they got over the green and amber lights, so you don't mistake it as being for you. So coming off, so 30 until you get to the sign. So speed up a little bit here. There's set traffic lights up ahead. I can see that the vehicle's braking already. So chances are they're probably red. No, they're green, but maybe they've not been green that long. Still checking my mirrors because those lights could go back to red. So look most of the way through, so nearly done. So yeah, just, you know, whilst we're waiting at the lights, you know, just you know, have you got a driving test coming up soon? Because I know a lot of you have been waiting quite a long time for one, and we know the pain, you know, as instructors, we know the pain that people are going through, and being in contact with MP, and two of my instructor friends actually went and had a meeting with MP at the on Friday about the whole situation with the driving test, and I mean, I'm wanting to do a video on it, but it's just things at home are getting in the way, you know. But that's a story for another time. So lights are changing, so just be aware of these lights, because they normally don't stay green for very long. Normally that about 4 or 5 cars through, so getting through on this one. So just on our last stretch, but you know, don't let the standards drop until you get back. There's still things that can catch you out before you get back into the test centre. So as I go along this road, I can see in the distance, I can see yellow boxes on these junctions. We've got the bicycle, I've got the crossing as well. Where that crossing is, you've got a fire station. So, looking at the crossing, no pedestrians there, light's not likely to change. Get to the mini roundabout, I'm going to be turning left, first exit. So, mirror check, left signal, looking for traffic from the right. I've seen the bike, I've seen the car, they're coming in my direction. So looking for vehicles on the left that are turning right, such as that BMW. Gives me the chance to turn. Just reacting quite promptly to it. Okay, so still staying behind the bike. Look if that's a safe gap, because you've got these traffic islands here. Don't want to leave it too late where you might be passing where it creates a conflict. Okay. So we're going to be taking the next road on the left. So checking mirrors, left signal on. Noticing it more on this road now that you're getting parked cars outside the cafe here. So just be careful. Yeah, exactly as I predicted. Just looking around here, and then you're on your way back into the test centre. So even when you're going back into the test centre, do be careful, because I did hear from an instructor on our WhatsApp group saying someone hit the gate the other week, so just be careful of that. So yeah, so hard, just, you know, go back to where I started, we'll get the car turned around. But yeah, if you liked what you saw, if you think it's a massive help, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you've not done that already, share it with your friends. You know, we want these videos getting out there, we want, you know, helping people pass. Was seeing a thing in the Oxford Mail the other week. Pass rate at the test centre is down at 43%. You know, just before COVID, it was about 48-49%. So want people passing as much as possible. So I'll just briefly stop here just to turn off the cameras and all that. But I hope you like what you saw. You know, do those things. Hit the like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, share it with your mates. And yeah, we'll see you all again soon.